Hey, hello, this is James Mindy speaking, TrainingSites.io. I got a quick video for you today, and the reason I'm showing this is because WordPress updated yesterday. If you're watching this at some point in time, WordPress, I think, updates every 2 or 3 months kind of thing, and that's a software that we build our communities and training sites on. And when it comes out, there's always a ton of changes, and I have no idea what the heck they are. So what most software companies do is they will create a page that's called a roadmap page. And that simple idea is probably the thing that is killing your ideas for courses and community involvement, and you may not even know it. That simple roadmap page. So I'm going to cover how to create your own roadmap page that will let you know exactly what your members are thinking about, the changes they want to make, and more importantly, if you're a content creator, you can find out what content they want created, and more importantly, what order you should create it in, because they're going to be allowed to actually vote on it. If you haven't seen any of these videos below before, we build out training and community sites for entrepreneurs, small business owners, content creators who want to be able to teach what it is that they know and they're passionate about online. The software that we use for that, we use a suite of tools, but the one that I'm personally really excited about right now is called Fluent Community. I'll put a link below if you didn't see. I did a 2-hour video, start to finish, as a demo example with a health and wellness site. WordPress installed, community software installed and set up, ready to go. The video was about 2 hours, but if you want to find out how to do it, you can make sure to join TrainingSites.io. Join the link below, and I'll give the instructions. You can have yours up and running in 24 hours. The community site, my community site, is free to join. If you don't have time to do it, you just don't want to learn, we have the service that's done for you, and you can find that on the site as well in the services menu. But I would like you personally to join if you're passionate about something, you want to teach it online. We've got all sorts of tools available for you. Community is the one we're using from Fluent. They have some other tools that I've mentioned, and one I'm going to show you today is called Fluent Booking, and that particular piece of the Fluent stack of tools is primarily for project management. The cool thing is that you don't have to use it for project management if it doesn't necessarily fit for you. However, there's a cool little tweak to it that allows you to create your own roadmap, which is an open suggestion box for your members to tell you what they want, vote on what's important, and for you to be transparent and let them know what's going on. So there's a couple things that are really important for you as the site owner when you're doing this, is you want to make sure, hey, what do people want? I can't come up with ideas all the time for new courses or video tutorials. And more importantly, I don't want to create something that no one wants, right? Having this roadmap or public roadmap available for you and allow them to say, hey, I really need to know how to create a template for onboarding my new customers who have just purchased a course, or how do I reactivate members that may be left. So they're going to put in the requests, and you can look at them and say, hey, cool, that one's really popular, I better do something on it. More importantly, you have a community site, there's a million different ways to set one up. You may have an idea of how you think it needs to be set up, but you may get some members that are going, what the heck does this mean? How do I use that? Or how come I can't do that? You're giving them a place where you can, where they can be stakeholders in the community, and more importantly, tell you what it is that they want. And because it's a public roadmap, the part that's special for both them and you as the training site or community site owner is its transparency. They give feedback. You show what you're doing about it, and that involvement or being a stakeholder in the whole process makes a big difference in not only how happy your customers and community members are, but more importantly, how much content gets generated for them and for you answering their specific questions. So let's find out how this works. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a suggestion box for the TrainingSites.io site. So I'm going to kind of go quickly here. I'll do my best. Again, this video and additional resources and stuff on using all the tools are in TrainingSites.io. They're free to go and watch those lessons. But I want to set one up here on TrainingSites.io because we put Fluent Community in. I don't have a suggestions box or a public roadmap available. I'd really like to have one. So this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to log in the background here in the site. Again, these are live sessions. on the fly here, so we'll see what happens and hopefully everything works perfectly. But I'm going to go and I'm logging in as the administrator to the site, and I'm going to go to Fluent Boards. And what Fluent Boards is that project management tool that we use. So we've got a couple different ones that are available there, and I'm just going to go to the one that is YouTube videos at the bottom. I'm going to open this one up just to show you what a board is. And if you're not familiar with tools like Trello or anyone that's called a project management board, there's a couple different kind of views of stuff that people look at when they're managing projects. This one is called a Kanban board when it's in stages. And you can see that for videos, we have YouTube ideas, has a YouTube title and thumbnail. And that part of that is a whole other video on why we do that first before we create the idea. What's scheduled for creation, what's in production, what's being marketed right now, and what ones are completed. We've got 87 different ideas for video ideas and tutorials that we're putting out. So this is just an example of one. This is called a Kanban board, and you can see there's stages to it. And technically, as the owner, I can move stuff back and forth between them through the stages, not only to manage it for myself or manage it for the staff inside the team here. And of course, you can always just look at it as a regular list and who it's assigned to. That kind of stuff is available. But I generally like to look at it in that Kanban. It just gives me a better picture of it. So what I want to do is I'm looking at this and I'm going, great, you know what? I want one for suggestions or ideas, and I want it to be public. This one is for me, it's internal, right? I want one that's public that the community members can see so that they can give me some feedback. And again, we'll have that transparency between the two of us. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go to the dashboard quickly, and I'm going to click Add Board in the upper right-hand corner. And in this particular case, what it does is it says, hey, create a new board. And I'm going to call it Community Suggestions. And I'm going to put a bit of a description here. And again, all of these can be changed after. I'm just showing you how this works. And you can see in this Fluent Boards that we're using, it says project management is the type of board we're creating. I don't want one like that. I want one that's a public roadmap board. So I'm going to click Public Roadmap. And it's going to give me some stages. Now, if you've been to any kind of software company, even like WordPress or any software that you're using, remember that you're going to have that thing where it's like they don't necessarily ask for stuff, that they just say, these are, ideas we're thinking about. These are the ones we're working on. These are the ones that we finished. So pending ones, these are the ones we're, kind of thinking about. What we're actually researching, and then planned, we're going to do it, and then launched is launched. If I'm thinking about it for, getting suggestions and stuff, that really doesn't help me out too much. And I don't think if someone's making suggestions, they'll look at those and go, hey, that doesn't make sense. I don't think that's something that's makes sense to me. So that pending, under construction, and planned, it's not necessarily what I want to do. And let me just make sure, I'm going to move my head out of the way here so that you can see it. But we've got pending, under construction, planned, and launched. I don't want those ones. So let me change it around and let's do something a little bit different, because in my case, what I want to do is I want to make it a little more friendly, some stuff that makes more sense to me. So I'm going to say, we're going to change this to your idea. And I want to put, let's do thinking about it. And we'll do another one about, let's do it. And finally, it's done. So we're going to save those ones. It's now going to be available. We've got a board created. We're ready to go. It's all set up. Let's go and see now. I'm just going to move my head back into the right space so that I'm off to the side. We've got our board there. Your idea, thinking about it, let's do it, and it's done. So this is internal for me, right? This isn't something that people can see yet. I need to have it public. So the first thing I need to do at this point, I've got to say, hey, I need to have a page where I can add this. So from here, what we're going to do is I can go and I'm going to do new, and I'm going to do a new page in WordPress. I'm going to click the page, and it's going to open up a brand new page. And for me, when I'm creating the page here, remember, it's not any special editor or anything like that. You can use any page editor you have. I'm just using the block, the standard Gutenberg one. Any one that allows you to add a short code to it is a place where we can put that suggestion board. So I'm going to call it Community Suggestions for lack of a better word. And in this case, before I save it, remember when WordPress creates a page, what it does is it takes the title here, and it will make the page URL be what the title is with a hyphen in between. I don't like that. So on the right-hand side over here on the menu, you see where it says link. I want to click that once, and I just want to go, I'm going to say suggestions. And again, these can always be changed after, but I have trainingsites.io/suggestions, and I'm going to publish this. So I now have a page called Community Suggestions. It's blank. I got nothing on it, nothing whatsoever. So let's publish it. I saved it. Now I'm going to publish it. We should get a little button here on the bottom left-hand corner where I can click it and view it when it's all saved up. And when that gets saved, there we go. Let's view page. Community suggestions, but there's nothing there. Ah, that's no good. Well, let's find out how to add that. In my case, what I want to do is I'm going to go back to the dashboard here. And when I go to the dashboard, I'm going to go in the background. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the board that I was looking at, the one that we just created. And I'm going to go and make a small adjustment, or at least find out what page I have that's public and which board is associated with it. So I'm just going to open up my page there for the community suggestions, and I'm going to go and take a look at it. There's my page with those, your idea, thinking about it, let's do it, it's done. And remember, I can add extra stages. I'm not stuck with the 4. I can add as many as we want. I can go and change or edit the title just by hitting the little gear here and make some additional changes, sort, reorder the steps, do whatever I want there, and even rename it just by clicking on it here. It gives me the opportunity, and you can see there's public as well, right? Admin only, public, public, and public, and we'll get to that in a second. But in my case, I'm going, hey, you know what? I want to make sure I have a page with it. So over in the far right, you see the little ellipse here. I'm going to do a left mouse click on that. It says about this board. And what I want to do now is on the right hand side is I want to say, you know what? This page on my WordPress site is associated with this particular board. So I'm going to click that one there. I said say no page. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is I want to put one. We'll change it to, and if you do no page, you can take the short code that gets generated here, manually do it later if you want, or put it somewhere else. But I'm just going to go and put in community suggestions. So what I want to do is I want to say this board is associated with this community, this page. And you'll see there's a little short code here, right? So I'm just going to copy that short code. And there's another important one that's right here. See where it says send email when idea moved? What this means is that if someone makes a suggestion, and then I, as the site owner, so, well, that's a great idea for a course. I'm going to do that one. I'm going to move it from let's do it. We're doing it. The person that made the suggestion is going to get a notification that, hey, we moved that one up, so that you keep them in the know and let them know how stuff is progressing through the stages. So I'm going to click that one there. And bottom right just lets me know it manually saves here. There's no save button. But what I want to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to copy, go to the roadmap page. Let's see if it opens up in a new page. There we go. Should open up to the page. I'm going to look at it. Oh, there's nothing there. Why not? Well, let's go and edit this again. And what I need to do is I need to take that short code and put it onto this page so that we actually have the board with the 4 stages show up here. So just wait for this page to load, the editor to load, and I'm going to put my trusty short code in. And if you haven't used a Gutenberg editor before, again, it doesn't matter which one you're doing as long as you can put a short code in. The little blue box here allows you to go through all of the options that are available to you. Or if you just hit the backslash here, you should get a list of ones that use commonly. I'm going to say short code, and I'm going to paste my short code in. So it's there now, but what else do I want to do? If you think about it, if someone is going to a page and there's just a list of stuff there that's being worked on, we want to give some instructions, right? Kind of help people out so that they know what they should be requesting, how does it work, what's going on. So what you might want to do is add a little bit of text at the stop. And then what we'll do is we'll go take a look at the actual page and see what shows up for our suggestions page. So we got it there. I'm going to view the page. It should come up and we're going to see absolutely a blank page. We now have a suggestions page now. So we can send anyone to trainingsites.io suggestions, and then they're going to be able to go and say, hey, submit your ideas. I want to go and submit an idea. And it gives me some suggestions on what I'm asking for on this suggestion page. And it just says how it works. And again, you can customize this any way that you want. But in my case, I've got thinking about it, let's do it, it's done, and then all of them. And right now, there's nothing here. So let's go see what happens if someone actually goes and puts something in. So I'm going to minimize this, and I opened up another browser and logged in. And this one, I'm Safari using the Windows one. And I'm just going to go to our suggestions page. And I'm here on suggestions, part of the community, I'm logged in, there's the page. And as a user, not the administrator, I can go and I can submit an idea. So I'm going to go click and submit an idea. The little box comes up and I want to give some ideas on what to do or what not to do, or things I want to see or things I don't want to see. So I'm going to put a couple in here that I did just so that you have some. Just putting an example in. So can you create a tutorial on how to use Canva or course descriptions? I'm going to submit that one. So I'm a user, I just made a suggestion, something that's a great idea. I'm going, hey, that's wonderful. That's something that people have been asking. This one, I'll put one in here. I'm going to do another one. Now the thing is, you look at this and you're going, how come it doesn't show up? And you'll see in a second. And this is right now about courses. It doesn't have to be about courses. It can be about the way the community works. It can be stuff for what kind of live events. It's your way to be transparent with the people that you're trying to help. So I'm going to submit the features. We'll go there. It's back to ideas. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, where is everything? How come it's not showing up? Where did it go? So I just added 2 ideas. How come they didn't show up? Well, I'm going to show you a little something that happens when you're creating boards, and it has to do with the stages and which ones you want to make public and which ones you want to have only as administrator to see. So if I move this screen down a little bit, we'll go back to our suggestions. And when I'm looking at it, you'll see at the top here that the 2 that I put in as a user, how to use Canvas, I should say Canva, add learn-courses, those ones show up, but you see where it says admin only? That means I only get to see them, not the user. And that means that I can have columns or stages that are in here that aren't public, they don't show up, but they are in the process moving forward. So in my case, I'm going to go and hit the settings on this one. I'm going to open it up, and there's one that says, background, make this stage public at the bottom. So this one is now public and people can see it. It's public, it's available. And if I want to, looking at this administrator, I'm going to look at this one and look at the dates. I can put in today's date or a future date, but more importantly, on this one, I'm going to go and I'm going to take it and say, you know what? I'm thinking about this one. And I can put a date and say, when are we thinking about it? For the 22nd, I'm just going to put days there. And I can actually add a task or add another idea internally. It doesn't have to be done through the interface. So I don't have to go to the public page myself. I can go and add them as we're doing here, and I see all the suggestions and stuff for the community site. So I've got one that I'm thinking about it. I've got one in your idea. Let's go back and take a look and see what the person who made it sees. So I'm going to move this up again. We'll move our little page up so that people see it. My apologies. Let's bring that again. I'm going to refresh the page. Now we should get an extra column at the bottom. And more importantly, we're now going to see that each of these particular ones, there's my idea. It was on all of them by default. Add a Learn Dash course, thinking about it, that are there. So as the suggestor, I'm going to get a message in the background. The administrator is going to get a note and say, hey, here's some great ideas that are here. If I want to see who made it, I just can click on the person's name and it's going to give me the details about the suggestion. And another user can make comments about this and submit their own ideas. But most importantly, when they're looking at this, I'm just going to go back for a second. Over on the right-hand side, you're going to see the upvote. So that means that other people don't have to write this in. They can just say, yeah, that's a good idea and move forward on it. So you're now in a position where you have instant access to what your community wants and the courses that you want. And if you don't have this, what are you going to be missing out on? You're going to be in a position where you're not going to be able to see exactly what it is that people want, and you're going to have to be guessing. And if you don't have a page like this, a roadmap page, a public roadmap page, for you as a site owner, you're going to be stuck going through all of the threads, all of the groups that you've created, trying to find out something that's common, and more importantly, trying to organize it as which is the one that's most important. The other thing that happens here is the actual usability of your training community site. You'll get some feedback quickly, irrespective of what the courses are, because you're going to get people saying, how do I do this? Or why can't we do this? Or this is a problem. And this is a way to address those problems before they become big problems. So I hope you enjoyed this session. I know I get going on these. It's something we just added on this particular page. It's something we add on a lot of pages. And the reason is it's so important for you to make sure that you're answering the questions that your community members and students are, and not answering the questions that you think that they have. Like and subscribe to the channel. This is James speaking. Visit trainingsites.io. Make sure to join up for free. It's there. And if you're just stuck and don't have time for this and you still want to start building, growing an education business, you're a content creator, a small business entrepreneur, just make sure to visit the services page. We can get it all done for you. So take care, expect the best. We'll be back tomorrow or maybe later today with another great video from trainingsites.io.